So today I'm going to talk to you about minimizing your distractions and how to just start gaining more of an awareness of when your mind is like wandering and when you have urges to like look at your notifications, when you kind of get like the urge to get away from what you're doing. And the reason this is helpful is because if you're working and you're trying to be engaged with what you're doing, but then you get like a notification on your phone, the moment that you the moment that you look at your phone or that you actually like take away from what you're doing, pull out your phone, like your attention just like broke and it's going to be that much harder to get back to the depth of where you were at, if that makes sense. For example, if I was reading something and the author was giving me a message, and the more I was reading and the more into it I was getting, the more my mind was like starting to change, and I start to get the depth of the information that he's giving me. The more I can increase that time period, the the more like wealth of knowledge I'm going to get and the more engaged I'm going to be with whatever I'm doing. Like right now, I'm recording a YouTube video. The more I can be into and engaged with what I'm doing, the better quality the video will be, and the more I'll be able to, in the moment, like assess what I'm doing and whether I'm doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing. But I'll only realize this if I'm engaged. If my mind is elsewhere, then I'm not going to be able to have his quality of work. And I actually realized this yesterday. A lot of times, my mind is very outcome focused. And like, I might be recording a video and my mind isn't fully here. It's not focused on what I'm saying. It's not focused on this lighting. It's not focused on just this general area I'm in. It's focused on something that's not actually here. It's focused on an outcome. It's focused on thoughts of other people. It's focused on like me having to dodge certain things to say. But if my mind is focused on these things, then it's not focused on what I'm actually doing. So if we can place our focus back onto what we're doing, then the quality of what we're doing will get better and the depth of what we're doing will get better. And think of like how good this will be if we can start to increase the depth of what we're doing. Hopefully this is making sense. But what I realized is that being outcome focused is just stupid. We might be focused on our goals. We might be focused on hitting the $10,000 a month mark. We might be focused on becoming a millionaire. But if our mind is placed on this idea throughout our days, then whatever you're doing throughout your days, you're not going to be as engaged. Your mind is going to be elsewhere. So I thought in my process, I thought that I need to be goal focused. And I thought I need to like keep my eyes on my vision. But what I realize this is doing is that if my mind is somewhere else and it's focused on a goal, then it's not here. And if my mind is not here, then the quality of what I'm doing is going to be less. And so if the quality of what I'm doing is going to be less, then I won't ever get to the goal anyways, because what's required to get to the goal is for you to be into what you're actually doing and be more engaged with what you're doing. Another example of this is if you like golf, the sport golf. What I realized is that I used to be a golfer and I used to be very focused on the outcome. Golf is about getting the lowest score possible. And so, because my mind was focused on getting the lowest score possible, that was the main focus. Like, my focus was just on the numbers. And because of that, when I was actually going hole by hole, I wasn't actually focused on like what I was doing on each hole because I already basically like shortcutted the process. I already accepted a certain outcome. Like sometimes you can accept a certain outcome before you even reach that outcome, if that makes sense. Like for example, I would be in these like tournaments and I would already basically like the first hole would start and I would hit a bad shot. And already I would accept that it's going to be a bad round because because I already accepted that outcome, then my mind was focused on that and everything I did in between the outcome and getting to that outcome didn't really matter. So hopefully that makes sense. A better way to go about it is to kind of forget about the outcome overall. If we can just, this is going to be the biggest thing that I think will help you and help me. If we can simply just forget about the outcome, forget about the money, because the money is an outcome, the money is a byproduct. If we can forget about the goal and simply just focus on the actions that we're taking and be more engaged with what we're doing, that's where our mind should be. And then it alleviates a lot of stress. It's like I'm actually, you start to enjoy what you're doing more. You know, now that I'm more in this moment, now that I'm more engaged with what I'm doing, I'm enjoying talking a little more. And guess what? Because I enjoy it, the quality is going to be a little higher. And if the quality's higher, and every time I make these videos, I'm more engaged and I'm more engaged, then the quality is just going to naturally go up. And because of that, The outcome will happen as a byproduct. But if I try to shortcut the process and just simply focus on the outcome, then my mind is not going to be here. So if I take the outcome mindset, then I'm not going to get the outcome anyways. So hopefully this makes sense and you can start to become more like process focused and just be more engaged with whatever you're doing. If you're in school, try to focus more on what you're doing. Stop focusing on the stress. If you're writing an essay, be more engaged in that essay. If you're at work, be more engaged at work. If your mind is elsewhere, then the quality of what you're doing will go down. And even if you feel like you're not in the right spot, like you feel like you should be somewhere else, if you're at work and you don't like your 9 to 5 job, you're like, I shouldn't be here. I don't like this. Like, I need to be somewhere else. Then, if your mindset is there, then the quality of what you're doing is going to go down. So, it's going to hurt you because you're just going to have this mindset of not being here and engaged with what you're doing. So, hopefully, this helps. And I got really carried away. I wanted to mention this earlier, but I just created a free Skool community. It's called Skool. It's a site where you can like host a community and get closer to people in a certain area. And for us, it would be like self-improvement and mindset and learning how to use our free time better. So if you're interested in that, click on the link in the description. And it's my community is completely free. I'd be happy to start helping you out and just helping you get on a better path for your goals. But yeah, there's going to be 4 live calls every week. Or sorry, not 4 live calls every week, 4 live calls every month. So 1 live call every week. And I'll just like communicate with you guys in there and we can get more like into like what we're doing in our own lives and our own goals. So check out that link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.